Hello, hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Welcome back to another episode of the Kim Unity Solutions podcast, the only podcast that turns workplace challenges into real world, everyday solutions. I am your host, Kim the SME, and as always, I am only speaking from my experience. How are you all doing today? I wish I could see you. I wish I could be with you. Today, I want to talk about accomplishments. What have you accomplished lately? Just think about that for a moment. Because oftentimes, too often actually, we don't celebrate ourselves. We do not celebrate our accomplishments. So think back. And I know you don't have to think back that far. What have you accomplished? And how have you celebrated it? Or have you not celebrated it? If you're anything like me, it seems like I'm always going. I'm always looking for the next thing, and not necessarily looking, but I'm trying to accomplish a task to be able to move on to the next thing that will take me to where my end goal is. And that whole process limits me. It limits my rest. It limits my time to just reflect and think about all that I have accomplished. I hope you're not like me. I hope that you are celebrating your wins, not to the point to where you're celebrating more than you are achieving, right? But this is something that I think, especially in these times right now, that we have to take that moment and just reflect on what we have done, maybe compared to what you were going through last year and how you have overcome that, right? It's something to be celebrated. Yes, I know that once you get through one hurdle, there's something else that lies ahead. But here's the thing, you've taken another step. You have jumped over that hurdle. You have accomplished that. You have ran that race and you have won. You have persevered. You have been resilient. You have achieved. There's always going to be other hurdles in front of you. It is a marathon. It is a marathon. But the important thing is that we have to look back sometimes and look at how far we have come. That's what I want to speak to you all today. It's going to be lighthearted. It's going to be more inspiring. I want us to all see the good, because see, what happens is when we are stuck in this rat race of trying to achieve and get through the next thing, it affects us. It affects us physically. It affects us emotionally, spiritually, energetically. All of that energy and that tension, when we get around other people, it is felt. It is felt. They can feel it. They can feel our unease. They can feel our readiness to leave, to go back to the office or to your home office or whatever that place is, to get back to that task. What have you accomplished? When was the last time you celebrated? I'm telling you, I understand. I'm telling you, as a matter of fact, I received an email, maybe I'll say 2 weeks ago. And I'm speaking to now reasons why we don't celebrate. Besides us being in the rat race and trying to achieve something else, there are other reasons why we don't celebrate. We like to put it off. Sometimes we delay that gratification, right? You hear many people sometimes say, you need to delay gratification. Some of us delay it far too long. Some of us delay it at our own hindrance. And that's just something that we need to look at and correct going forward. So I received this email, let's say 2 weeks ago. And I know my mind was somewhere else when I was reading it. But when I read it, I was so excited. I was excited, but then I had to move on to the next thing. This email, so I received an email. It was a different name that I hadn't recognized, and it came from FeedSpot. And this email actually said that my podcast was selected in the top 5 podcasts about toxic workplaces. That is something to be, celebrating. I have achieved that. I made it on their list. I had never heard of them. I'm sure they are a fine company. I did go to their website and look at the other podcasts that were on there, but I was ranked number 2. Number 2 out of 10 about being the best podcast regarding toxic workplaces. And of course, the way I see it is that it's not just about toxic workplaces. It's also about solutions. It's also about resolving those challenges within the workplace where they permeate outside of those office walls, right? So it's about building the bridge and creating that positive energy within and beyond those office walls. But that is a proud accomplishment. And they asked me to include this link in the body of my podcast, and I actually forgot that following week to do that. I did do it the next week, but things like that is a great accomplishment. Not out of all of the podcasts, I came in at number 2. That means somebody is seeing you. And I mentioned this on another episode that somebody sees you, somebody that you know nothing about, sees your progress, sees your work ethic, sees the energy that you're putting into your day-to-day task and what you're doing and how you're making them feel. Somebody sees you. You may not realize it now, but you will down the line, and you will have no idea. So that was a very proud moment for me. And I have to do better at recognizing myself. Are you more interested in being recognized by other people than yourself? That's something we really need to think about. I'm honored to have that. But because I have been on the go and trying to get the next episode out and wanting it to be relatable and speaking about my experiences, because I know there's other people like me out there, and letting them know how I made it through and what encouragement and empowering words that I can provide you. So it's not just always that we're in the rat race, but oftentimes we're saying that is great, but that's not where I want to be right now. I want to do more. I want to have more under my belt. And then I had to research it as I'm talking about podcasts and what I have done and have not celebrated. I had to look it up. I was curious. How many episodes are the norm for people to put out? And so what I found is that I researched it on Buzzsprouts, and on their global stats, it actually said that 34% of podcasts publish every 3 to 7 days, right? So that's me. I'm part of the 34%. 39% of the podcasts publish between 8 and 14 days. So like every 2 weeks or a little bit over a week, they are putting out an episode. But it says, however, 90% of those podcasts don't get past the 3rd episode. The 3rd episode. People are starting these podcasts, and they are 90% of those 39 or those 34% are not getting past 3 episodes. And another 90% quit after the 20th episode. This is something for me to celebrate. Yes, I want to do more. Yes, I wish I would have been more consistent at the beginning. Yes, I wish, I had the best equipment and the best background and all these other things that goes in my mind, right? But at some point you have to celebrate where you are. How did I even get here? What made me make this decision? It said another 90% quit after the 20th episode. This is number 62. This is my 62nd episode. That is 3 times, right? The 90% that quit. That is something to be celebrated. I need to take a moment to celebrate that. Have I done that yet? No, I haven't. I can honestly say I haven't, because as I'm preparing for this episode, this is when I'm getting all my data and my facts. So that's something else that I need to be celebrating. But here's the thing, Kim, why did you not celebrate it after you learned it? I didn't celebrate it after I learned it. Like I said, because I want to be much further. I want it to be, premier and, the best, but it will come. I know it will come. But that is the second or third thing, that reasons why we don't celebrate, because we're not where we want to be. We're in the rat race, or we're not where we want to be, or someone else is recognizing us more than what we're recognizing ourselves. What are you doing right now? Is this the longest job that you've been on right now? I could tell you right now, the last job I had, that was the longest I had ever been at a company. 10 years. 10 years. I had never been at a company that long before. That was an accomplishment for me. I know there's other people on the other side of that saying I could never work somewhere 10 years. I totally understand that. But what is it that you should be accomplishing, that you should be celebrating? What is it that you have already accomplished that you should be celebrating right now, because you didn't think you could do it? Because you stepped out on faith. Because you did it out, you self-financed, you self-funded, you had no help. Some of you out there listening didn't think you could have kids, and now you are blessed with a little one. You struggled in high school and didn't think you'd ever see yourself in college, or have the amount of money that you have in the bank right now without going to college. You are accomplishing. Yes, but see, we see so much in social media. We see what others have and what they're doing and who's following them and the attention that they have. I really don't care about all that attention and all that stuff. But this is what a lot of people, it's at our fingertips now. And so we see it, and so we think to ourselves sometimes, I need to be right there. What do I need to do to get there? And then we work to get it. It doesn't mean that you're hating on anybody. It doesn't mean you're jealous or envious, but you see where someone else is, knowing that that is where you are trying to be. This is what you're good at. This is what your goal is. Celebrate where you are. Celebrate how far you've come. Celebrate you survived that disease. Celebrate that you lost those few pounds, even though it wasn't all the weight you wanted to lose. No, but you're making progress. For some reason in our minds, we think, okay, January 1st, we have to start from scratch. No, it's a continuation. It's a journey. You're not starting over. You're not at square one. You're not at zero. You're not at the starting point. It's a journey. It's life. Continue that. You are making strides. You are learning more. You have better friendships now. You have more experience. You can help others. Your car is working now. I'm not even going to tell you how much I've spent on car repairs. Texas just went through a freeze, right? I'm so thankful that our power didn't go out. So many people last year, power was out for days. We didn't have that. That's something to be thankful for. Yes, my light bill was so much higher compared to what it usually is, but I'm thankful that I had it in the bank. I'm thankful that I'm saving more. Are you saving more? Has your income grown? Are you following Wall Street Trapper and now you're saving more? You're investing. We have knowledge at our fingertips. We see what others are doing. We are spending more times by ourselves. So I'm hoping that you're learning more about yourself. Celebrate you. Celebrate you. We cannot wait for someone else to celebrate us. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate how far you've come. You've been consistent. Have you been waking up and going to the gym in the mornings? You have a gym buddy. I need to get back to it. I had a great gym buddy. I stopped. Everything came back, but it's a journey. That's another thing. We can find ourselves doing great in one area and another area starts to slack. When will we celebrate this? Yes, we need to work on this area over here, but we also need to celebrate where we're going over here. I have been blessed to be able to book several speaking engagements and already deliver on those. I have already delivered those speeches and I'm thankful for it. That is an accomplishment for me. I have been able to interview the beautiful Faye McCrae on my podcast. That was my very first podcast guest that actually went through the application, and I contacted her and all of that stuff. I am making strides. Do I want more? Yes, but I'm going to celebrate where I am now, what I am doing now, because when you show that you're thankful and you're grateful, that's how you get more. Just like as children, maybe even your own child, when you see them doing good, they tend to get more. They tend to be rewarded. As we do well, as we don't expect it, well, let me take that back because I do have expectations. I'm not waiting on them, but I know my day will come. I know it's coming. I'm not waiting on any particular person, but I know that God is my source, and I don't know about yours. So yes, I do have expectations, but I do have to reward myself. And when we keep going, it burns us out. It exhausts us, and then we're not sleeping well. And like I said earlier, and then that negative energy, that stale energy is passed on to the people that we meet. Our tolerance level has decreased. We become more impatient. Our health deteriorates. Do you know that more of us are working from home now? We are working remotely, which means many times we're not getting as much sun. We're not getting as much exercise. We need to change that. We have to get out more. We have to move more. We have to eat better. We can't just be stationary all the time. Let's celebrate that. We have to move and we have to celebrate. Why else are you not celebrating yourself? If it's not the reasons that I've already stated, what are other reasons why you're not celebrating yourself? Could it be that you think you're bragging? If that's the case, you need to think about who is it that you're hanging around? Who is your circle to where you don't think they will celebrate your success? Why is it that for you to say that you're doing well in a certain area, they think of it as bragging? That says a lot about them. You might need to revisit that. It could be just in your mind. You're an overthinker. You're a perfectionist. You want everything to be right, and you don't want to speak on it until the quality is the best. But what happens is you block your own blessings Because that one person you tell may have what you need. They may be the resource to what you're lacking. And I'm not just speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself as well. Closed mouths don't get fed. So we have to stop the overthinking. We have to stop believing that we are perfectionists. We have to share our stories. And this is one of the reasons why I created the podcast in the first place. Because most of my family didn't tell their stories. And as I got older, then I started hearing different things. And then I realized that, hey, I'm not sharing my stories either. I can't be mad at them. I can't be digging and digging, trying to learn more about other people that they don't want to share. And I'm doing the same thing. So now I'm sharing my experiences in the workplace so you can learn from it. I am sharing my perspectives. I'm creating this. I'm saying it's solutions because I believe and I know that with all of our different perspectives and all of the challenges that we face, if we came together, we all can give our perspective and our piece of the puzzle as a solution. We could create the best solution from the bottom up. And that's what I do in the workplace. We can't wait from everyone at the top to come down and say, hey, this is what you need to do. Hey, this is how we're going to fix a toxic workplace culture. No, you need to be responsible for your own area. There's things that you need to be tolerating and things that you don't. Do you have your own core values? Do you have your own vision and mission? So let's think about that. It's time to reflect. It's time to think about what we need and don't need. It's time to get rid of the baggage. It's time to celebrate ourselves, celebrate others, and not be jealous and envious. We could change the world just by changing our own little environment, our own household, beginning in our household. When is the last time you've complimented your significant other or your children or your parents? What good news are you spreading? And not all this anxiousness and irritability. Be the sunshine in someone's life today. Because you know that's what you want. You know that's what you want. What is another reason why we don't celebrate ourselves? Because we have so much more to accomplish. But now we are going to say that's not good enough. Yes, we are alive. So there's always going to be more to accomplish. Let's stop using that as an excuse. Let's just scratch that out right now. Maybe your accomplishments don't match someone else's. Just like I said, hey, I'm on my 62nd episode. There are other people on their 300th, their 500th, their 1,000th episode. But the thing is, I'm not running their race. I've never been one to compare myself to someone else's accomplishments. I always want to do better than what I did before. How am I improving? Yes, I am my own competition, but at the same time, I need to celebrate those wins, just like you. Just like you, your credit has skyrocketed. Celebrate that. And I'm not saying these celebrations have to be lavish and extravagant, because they don't. When's the last time you've done your favorite thing? Do you even know what you enjoy? Do you? Sit on that for a minute. We spend so much time trying to make it and trying to make sure those that are around us make it, that we forget what we actually enjoy. And whatever it is, maybe you hadn't did it since you were a child. We need to become childlike again and find those things that we lose time in. We need to try new things. Get out of the routine. So no more can we say we don't have the funds or the finances to celebrate ourselves. It doesn't have to be major. You used to roller skate. When's the last time you went roller skating? There's a place not too far from here where you can go and blow glass. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that show on Netflix where you move the glass around and it shapes and you can add colors and all that good stuff. I would love to do that. I know it's hot and all that stuff, so this would have been the season to do that. But try something else. What about pottery? Paint with a twist. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do. There are art museums where you can just go and just think, just imagine, just no rush, no pressure. Enjoy the sun, go to the lake, go on a bike ride, get in the garden. Have you started a garden? Have you just went out and just went on a joyride? I love joyrides. I haven't been on a joyride in so long. When I do get out, it feels like, oh my gosh, I need to do this more, but I have to come right back and do something else. I'm telling you, we have to celebrate ourselves. That's how we go further. By giving ourselves that mental break, we're able to be so much more productive. Have you ever, when I was in class or when I was in college and I was studying, when I didn't take a break, I would realize that, oh my gosh, I didn't comprehend anything. Anything. Even at work, I'd work. Then I start messing up numbers and stuff just didn't make sense. And it's like, okay, let me stand up, go take a break. And you come back after your break and bam, just like that. You remembered how to do it. You solved the problem. You realized where you were going wrong. We have to take those breaks. You have so many sources of information coming in while at the same time you're trying to accomplish so much and then do for others because there's other people around you that don't have or are in need or need you for something. It's time to clock out. It's time to check out for a moment. And another reason that we fail to celebrate ourselves is because maybe we think we're going to lose momentum. We have to keep going because the going's good and I'm crossing stuff off my list. But yes, imagine, but you're exhausted. Imagine if you took that break. You would skyrocket. You would skyrocket because as you break and your mind rests a little bit and your body rests and you focus on something totally different, your creativity starts to ignite. And now you're finding, yes, you have the same thing to do, but now you're thinking of better ways to get it done. That's what rest will give you. That's what breaks and timeouts will give you. And I'm learning this myself. And I want when you come and approach me or you see me out in public, that I feel like I'm rested, that I don't feel impatient, that I don't feel irritable. I'm known for positive energy, and that's what I want to keep. Maybe you're still figuring it out. Maybe you can't take a break because, and I've been here before, you're a one-man band. You're doing everything yourself. And what people fail to realize is that, yes, so many people are creating businesses. But like 95% of those are only one employee, which is you. And so not only do you have to run the business, you have to learn how to run the business. You have to do all the tasks and handle all the responsibilities that other companies have hired out. And not only do you have to do it, you have to learn it. I'm telling you, I understand. That's how it is with this podcast. When I started, I had no idea how to do it. I had to watch all of these videos. Then you have to go out and buy the things and then learn how to edit. And then, okay, why is my sound like this? So you're doing all the background and the front, the in front, the face-to-face activities. It's a lot. I know it's a lot. And I know we can't take, a whole month vacation. I know we can't take the whole first quarter off. But you can schedule some downtime. It's for your own good. It is for your own good. What we don't want is burnout. Because when you burn out or when you stress out, then you're creating more challenges within that are harder to come back from. We can be so focused on the finances and the finality that we forget about our physical well-being and our health. And we need that to get anywhere. It's like a car. I remember in college, I had a red Camaro. It was like an 87 or something. It was older, but it had the T-tops. It was clean, don't get me wrong. But if I stayed at that light too long, if that light didn't hurry up and turn green, my car would start to overheat. Because it's just going and going. And it wasn't until my husband found somebody that would connect the fan to the ignition. So whatever, because it was the fan that I needed replaced. So whenever I turned the car on, the fan would come on because it was connected to the ignition. That's genius, right? I know. But that's the creativity. When you have less, you tend to be more creative. But sometimes we're that car, we're just going and going, and then we're overheating. And we're not even going anywhere. We're just on. Like laying in the bed and you want to go to sleep, but your mind is just going. Take a break so you can rest well. In closing, I would say that we all just need to reflect. Maybe get your pen and paper out, get your journal out, and think about what you went through last year and how you overcame it. And that will tell you, okay, whatever you're going through now, you will overcome it. And then think about what you already overcame. Who came into your life to help you through that? Many times we can think we did it ourselves, but that's not the case. Our answer came from somebody else. It came from somebody else. Write down your wins. Maybe you need to schedule out your day. And I know everyone is not a scheduler, they're not a planner, but you should see me. I have so many different notebooks. I have a planner. I have one where I just write down my ideas. It just lays around. Then I have another one where I organize. I have another one for my podcast. I just have them. But it's like that so that I can go back to it. I know which one to grab when I need to refer back to something. But it's a strategy. What is your strategy for you? Today you will add, celebrate yourself in order to get farther ahead. I hope you have enjoyed this message. I hope it was something that you needed. I hope it was motivational and inspirational. I hope it's something that maybe you didn't need. Maybe you already celebrate yourself. Send it to someone who is overworking, who needs to take a break. Share this message. I am your host, Kim the SME. As always, I am only speaking from my experiences. I can't wait to meet with you all again next week. I hope you all have a blessed and an amazing week. Bye.